Hello, welcome to Beginning App and 2D Game Development. This is the part where I tell you all about everything you need to know in order to start peer grading your peers. Basically, we have created new discussion groups for each of 32 groups that are broken up into about 4 people per group throughout the course. And what you will need to do is the first thing you'll need to do is once you've completed your mini project, you will go to the Discussions tab and you will go down to the group that you're in. First things first, make sure I'm logged in as myself. I'm logged in right now as Ben Geisler. This is just a sample student account I have for my name. So basically, I'm going to go to this discussions tab here, and I should see that I am in Team 1. You will see a team listed. You'll be listed anything from Team 1 through Team 32. Team 1 is actually just used for tests, so you won't be in that. Go ahead and click on Team 1. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to say compose message. And you can name this something instructive like my submission for a mini project or whatever you want to put there. And then we're going to attach a file to this. To attach a file to it is pretty easy. We'll just say add file. And you'll want to browse for where your file is on your local machine. So this is just going to take a second to come up here. You'll get a little dialog that says upload. So you click on the upload link and then you find where your file is. I've actually got a completed SUD mini project here that I'm going to be uploading. So I've selected SUD mini project. I hit done and it is uploaded. So now I'm going to say here is my submission for the mini project. And that shows up in the message line of the submission. And I say post. And then I can expand this and I see that it says my submission for a mini project. If I open that up, it's actually got the file included, and then you'll be able to click on that to download it. So the next part of that is actually what you're going to see here is you're going to see a list of submissions for your team. Near the end of the grading period, you'll want to come in here and grade each of your teammates' submissions. So if I was logged on as someone else on my team, I would be able to simply open up that message, scroll down. You got to kind of adjust this here for the frames. Scroll down and say right click, save link as, and you can save this as whatever you want. And then you open that up and you start grading it. As far as the grading goes, I'm going to create a separate video for hints on how to grade well. And I'll be walking through the grading of my SUD mini project and what kind of grade I would give myself. But if you want to get started right away, you can go ahead and go to the teammates site, which is linked off of a couple places now. We've got linked off of getting started. If you go under getting started, there's a teammates link now. You'll want to log in as, so that was under getting started. There's also one under software information, teammates link here, and you'll want to say student login. And here I'm going to select the student that I'm logging in as. I'm actually going to log in as my Zymo Entertainment. Oops. And it's going to say, do you have permission to access that Google account? And you want to say allow. This gets you to your student home site. And from here, you should see your all your classes that you're in right now. You should only be in the beginning app and video game programming class. And you go ahead and you say, start submitting feedback. So mini project, submit. And this gives you a submit feedback form. From here, you will be able to grade everyone that's actually in the class. This is just sort of a test account that I'm in right now. And I can grade each of these people in terms of how they did, including Ben Geisler. Right now I'm logged in as my wife's name, actually Jen Geisler, but you will log in, of course, as yourself, and you will grade each of the people on Team 1. So theoretically, Ben Geisler has now submitted his project so you can be graded, and I would basically just click on the grades here, whatever I want to grade them as. The rubrics are listed above. So for example, for the design category, there's 4 different categories you can grade the person as. Either it's unsatisfactory, which basically means there's no additional design beyond the boilerplate game. One of the requirements of the first mini project was to have some kind of a design set in place. And if you did not, then that would be unsatisfactory. Bare minimum would be to have at least one new feature. Satisfactory would be to have a few new features in the design. Above and beyond would be a full-fledged modification of the design. And you would grade each one of those. Then you would go on to grade the implementation. The implementation is set such that if it does not run or compile, it is unsatisfactory. It's bare minimum if it just runs, but the code style is only loosely followed. It is satisfactory if the code style is concise, followed, and enhanced. And it's above and beyond if you've created a full-fledged modification. That includes there being at least one extra credit item present or other new feature. Another thing you will need to grade down below is the total extra credit points received. If you look at the project description, it lists the total number of extra credit points given for each of the things added. And so here's where you would set the extra points given. Also, factoring all of these grades together, you would assign an overall grade, which could range anywhere from 0 through 4. 0 would mean that nothing's been turned in. 1 would be unsatisfactory, 2 bare minimum, 3 satisfactory, and 4 above and beyond. Each of these roughly corresponds to these, or not roughly, but exactly actually corresponds to these percentages in terms of points. So that's 100 points for above and beyond, 80 points for satisfactory, 60 for bare minimum, 40 for unsatisfactory, and 0. And then added together with your extra credit points is the grade that you get for your assignment. Then you would just hit save feedback and you are done. And that is it. I will be creating another video that helps explain rubrics and peer grading system. And you can consult that if you get stuck on grading your peers. For now, this should be enough to get you started. If you're still a little bit confused as to how you grade these projects, please stay tuned for an additional video. Thank you.